how to assign crews, manpower, costs, and TAKT properties in a TAKT plan. In this video, I'm going to take you through TAKT, our favorite platform, and show you some of the ways that we can actually add detail to your wagons, but actually more specifically to your tasks. And this is going to be really awesome because a lot of people want this kind of detail, and specifically if you're a trade, you're going to want those histograms showing labor counts and your costs. So this is going to be a really exciting video. Danny's over there on the other side and we're ready to get going. So if you're interested in that, please stay with us. Okay. We're jamming here, ready to go. One of the first things that I want to say is that each of these actual activities or tasks can have more detailed data. Now, the detailed data, so we're talking labor, we're talking cost, we're talking task properties. And I want you to remember, each of these can be a task, which means it's by itself, or it can become a wagon in TAKT planning, which is with its own subtasks. Now there's two ways to do it. One way is where, and this is the genius of TAKT planning, just so you know, even though TAKT works in any kind of building, even though it doesn't have repetition, the TAKT planning, steering, and control process will plan processes flowing through any type of building, and it will allow the crew through one process flow to learn and get better, so that by the time they get to the end, they are really, really good. This is like running a football play over and over until it's muscle memory, and then they go win a championship. So that's the genius of TAKT. So let me make sure this is clear. Because of work density, and because of our ability to package work, you can create a rhythm through any type of building, civil, hospital, airport, school, whatever. Because let me make the point, every area, even though the walls look different, the materials may be different, every area, every task in a zone or wagon in a zone, everyone has floors, everyone has walls, everyone has overhead MEP, everyone has ceilings, everyone has fixtures and furniture, everyone has flooring and finishes. So it doesn't matter if the building is rhythmic, because you can form a rhythm because each area has the same processes, even though they have different materials. So the deal here is that you're able to get better as we go. So if you want to adjust those labor counts or the cost or the actual details for the task or the wagon, you can do it in bulk all the way through, or on an individual basis. We're back here in our TAKT settings, and you can see we have our areas, we have our zones. You can select which phase you want to edit. Right now, Danny will go ahead and show what this looks like. Once you have multiple phases, you can click here and click whichever one you want. You can also add phases or duplicate them, but you will see our train of trades here, and remember, they can be tasks or wagons, but you can edit the properties for any of them. So Danny's going to go ahead and show us how we do that. We're going to go to one of these. You go to the three dots and you go into task properties. Once you click there, you can see the name, the code, the description, the companies, right? You can see the company tag. Obviously the task period, which essentially is your cycle time within the TAKT time. Your flow options, you can switch this from an activity where it defaults to as soon as possible, as late as possible. I like to do as soon as possible because we have the logic there to ensure trade flow. Okay, then you can assign it its own calendar. You can actually reverse the task sequence, which is really cool. An example of this, TAKT planning doesn't just work with multifamily. This is just a cool example. Sometimes multifamily buildings, they like to go up with the framing and the sanitary sewer and then go down for interior finishes. So on your TAKT plan, it will reverse up and then the rest of the sequence will go down. That's the button you would hit for that. Now we get into crew size and number of crews. Super love this. This will tie to our data and our histograms. And then we get into quantities. So you can actually select the unit, the quantity, and the total cost for anything that you want to track. And it will do your calculations down here below. This is very, very dynamic. It's a really awesome way to track certain quantities throughout the application. Now tags, this is cool. You'll want to filter in your project, and filtering is very dynamic and in TAKT. You can come down here to tags, and we'll go ahead and click here, and we'll show you some of the options. You can do it by delivery. You can put certain tags for trade partner type. Whatever you want to filter, you can add those tags down here to the bottom. Absolutely beautiful. And then down here at the bottom, you actually have checklists as well, and you can create new checklists for this wagon or this task. This is where you get into the detail of the activity, and you can actually sign these items off. Really, really cool stuff. So if you were to adjust these items and hit confirm, this will cascade all the way throughout. That means when you go down to your actual production plan, whatever you've changed there will represent throughout the entire flow of that activity that's better called task or wagon. But you also might want to pick up individual properties. So Danny's going to go ahead and click on whichever one he wants here. And this is just an individual wagon or task. Over here to the right, you can see you have the same stuff. So let's go ahead and click over here on info first of all. For information, you have the information for this wagon or task. If you go into units, you have lots of ability here. You can change the actual duration. You can change your quantities. And actually, if you go over here to plan, you can come in here and change the calendar. You can list it as a constraint if you would like. And if we scroll down, we can get into our links, which is our logic. Now, linking is really easy, and Danny's going to show that to us here in a minute. But you can actually start to do multi-linking and see the links here live in the property setting itself. If you go to track, this is one of the most powerful ones. And you can actually click done, received, or approved, and it will actually log who marked that off so that you can track your typical last planner items and track your perfect handoff percentage and your percent plan complete. And you can add roadblocks and checklists down here for your individual activities. So everything is editable in here. Real quick, Danny, I want to show them that in addition to doing the logic over here to the right, before we go to display options, I want to click over here. Can you show us what it looks like to do a little bit of logic tying, how easy it is to logic tie one thing to another? So he'll just grab that and he can link it to anything else in this production plan, and you automatically have that retained logic. So it's really quite phenomenal. So easy at the click of a button. I absolutely love it. So we're going to show you some other detailed properties over here, and I hope you love them. In the display options, you can come down here and show what you want to display. And some of those options were batched or by individual activity, but when they were set, they can now be displayed properly here. So if you want to see task codes, meaning the codes here, you click that on. But if you want to see the actual names, you can click this on or keep both. Really cool stuff right here. And then other display options, let me just mention a couple. I don't want to take too much of your time. You can show days off, any of those that we've already added into the calendar, or natural weekends. If we click that on, you can turn on and off the lock line, roadblocks, legend, anything else. All of these display options tie into the settings by individual task or wagon. So everything here is viewable in your schedule view. And actually, let's go ahead and just take this a step farther. Danny, can you go ahead and click off of this and go ahead and show me a look-ahead plan? All of this information, if you go over here to the export, which I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, if you go over here to the look-ahead, it will actually auto-populate for any format that you see when we're doing our look-ahead plans as well. Go ahead and click off, Danny. It's all good. So here's the big point. You're going to want to see your histograms from a leveling standpoint. Little's Law says we'll go faster if we have smaller batch sizes, which TAKT does, and if we level our work and finish as we go. So the first thing I want to do is show you a labor histogram. All you do if you want to see the labor histogram is go up to the display options, okay? And then you're going to click over here on workforce. And oh my gosh, you have it already, the histogram down here at the bottom. And now you can filter to see individual trades. Now, what if we want to see cost? Let's go up here to display options, and let's go ahead and click on quantity and cost, and then click over here to cost, and we can see this histogram as well and filter out exactly what we want to see. So if we want to click over here on quantities, we can do the same thing, and it's all ready to go right there for you. Absolutely beautiful. Leveling is key for everything that we do in TAKT. So in short, You can make batch detail edits for any of the properties. You can do it by one individual task, and then you can display any of this information, including with histograms, filtered by whatever you want to see. So that's some of the power of this application in TAKT, and it's so easy. So hopefully this was enough of an intro for you to go play around and have a good time with it. We'll see you on the next video. On we go.